Let's get scratching.
Hey ho, what do you know? We are back once again with the young Trevnoir greens in the Chilling Rain format. First time I ever played with this card. This card is back, broken, busted. This thing is crazy good right now because handlock, Night Watch, choose 2 random cards from your opponent's hand and shuffle them back into your deck, combined with the brand new sleek Path to the Peak is insane, right? Being able to just handlock your opponent, reduce your opponent's hand size to be really small with like Marnie's or reset stamps at the end of the game is just absolutely ridiculously broken, right? And Path to the Peak is in play, so they can't Dedenne, they can't Crobat, they can't use any of their other abilities. And there you can just force your opponent to have to top deck all the time. And I've gotten some ridiculous wins, ridiculous comebacks. Like they'll be down to their like last couple prize cards, only one more knockout, but they just can't get the pieces together because their hand is in shambles. But the biggest thing that kind of held Trevnoir back before was being able to power it up properly, right? Getting 3 energy on this thing to attack is really, really tough, especially in a game where Eternatus is just like running rampant. So another new addition with Chilling Rain that really helps this card flourish is the new Cresselia. This Cresselia is just like Volcanion. You flip a coin, you go second, you get Cresselia in the active, attach energy to it, and you can accelerate 3 energy immediately to your Trevnoir. Now it is a little bit different from the Volcanion in that you don't get to like shift your energy around. The 3 energy that you accelerate has to go to the same Pokemon. So that is slightly weaker in my opinion because that does leave you a little bit open to some turn 2 boss knockout shenanigans, right? And if you get turn 2, if your Trevnoir with 3 energy on it gets knocked out turn 2 with boss's orders, you're probably gonna lose. It's really, really tough to come back from that. But it's still just so strong, right? It's still just so strong. And this is a typical greens deck. I mean, this is built just like a greens deck. We got your tools, Fan of Waves, 4 hammers, the Tag Call engine, Guzma, Big Charm. Just standard green stuff. Not a whole lot to say about this, but let me tell you, this deck is super fun. It makes you think, and probably the biggest decision you have to make when you play games with this deck is to decide when and how you're going to Pill Moon. This GX attack is so good. You remove all of their energy off their active Pokemon, and if they don't find a switch card, they are knocked out at the end of their following turn, going back into your turn. So you get to do even more damage. So, feeling pretty comfy today with the hoodie. Let's get into some games. Let me know how you think. Like, comment, subscribe. I am trying to get to 100 subscribers so I can get my own custom YouTube URL. And live on twitch.tv/MalloMocha all the time. So check me out there, follow me there, and do the thing. Let me know what you think. Let's get into it. Just get a couple quick dubs with the Trevnoir deck. I think this deck is very good. I played this deck so much. It has good matchup spreads against anything. Honestly, I really feel like this is like the perfect opening hand. I feel like if you don't, I win like so many games. Just like most of my games that I win are when you have Cresselia in the active and you Trevnoir and you accelerate to the Trevnoir on the bench. I'd say having Trevnoir in the active by itself, I've won games like those, but they're, my gosh, they're like super rough games. Yeah, they are rough games for sure. Probably the Cresselia and the Scrapper. And I think that that's fine. I think that so I've come to qualms. Attaching Horror Psychic Energy to the active Cresselia is probably better than waiting into, because it's a little awkward, right? Because you do this and you accelerate 3 to Trevnoir, and that's like all you need. But like, so you don't want to attach a 4th Horror Psychic Energy onto it. So you want to like attach it to your second Trevnoir, but sometimes you don't really get the opportunity to really do that. And it's like, but if they swing in my Cresselia, it like fixes math on the VMAX, which is like really sick. Our hand's kind of dead right now, so that's bad. That's bad. It's gonna boss me up too. That's very bad. Well, you boss me, I boss you. That's how that works. So. Oh yeah, he's out of here. he's had it. He doesn't want it. He's out of here. But yeah, I mean, if you have a start where you just have like a lone Trevnoir in the active without Cresselia, you're having a rough game. You're manually attaching to your Trevnoir every turn. There are some like tricky strategies you can do where you can like attach, switch into Cresselia on the second turn, then accelerate for 1, and then attach in the XP share. But you're still kind of having a bad time. These are just the hands you want. This deck is built to get this start as often as you can. With the Fog Crystals, the green, the Tag Calls. You really want this start as many games as you possibly can. Lone Cresselia in the active without Trevnoir is probably the worst start ever. Because not like, having that energy drop on the first turn on a Trevnoir, probably going to lose that game. Now, we're up against Eternatus. Now, I've won most of my games, believe it or not, I've won most of my games against Eternatus playing Trevnoir. Most of them. Because Path of the Peak just ruins Eternatus so hard, and you can hand lock them pretty easily because they're so reliant on Crobats to help them draw cards. Them getting the turn 1 energy attachment is pretty scary. When you're up against Eternatus, what you really want, Swell sucks too. I'm not saying I'll win this game, but yeah, so we gotta bump that Swell. So we'll Tag Call Path? Tag Call Path to the Peak. Crushing Hammer is good too. Yeah, what we really want to not do is get turn 2 bossed. We don't want to get turn 2 bossed. But man, if I get Crushing Hammer and get Tails, I'm gonna feel so bad.
Okay, so then I fuck up.
But I think it's kind of what we have to do because we gotta bump this Swell. We need to Path to the Peak the stick as much as we can. Then Guzman Hall is prized, by the way. Remember that. And then I don't really need that card. I think we'll just get 2 of these. And we'll get energy down. Now I will say I've gotten turn 2 boss like 1 time against Eternatus. That's pretty much are gonna lose that game because at that point they just have too much energy in play and it's just too tough to catch up. I've kind of learned I don't really like benching the second Trevnoir too early because a lot of people like to boss trap it and it kind of works against this deck because you don't play that many switch cards. Second Swell. A lot of Eternatus decks have been playing like 3 Swell now. They've been playing like 3 copies of Chaotic Swell, and it's got the VMAX. Crobat, Research. Does he have Dark Energy? He doesn't have Dark Energy in the discard pile yet. I think they play like 2 E-Switch, haven't seen any yet. So, Going up with Trevnoir here is pretty scary. I'd feel better about it if I hammered him first. 5 cards in hand. Second Marnie going with Trevnoir swing, but then if he finds a second energy, not which he probably will. I think we're gonna do this. I think we're gonna like rope. We need a path to the peak to stick. I think we're gonna like path and like. Well, at this point in the game, we'll get these 2 cards. We'll attach here and then we'll drop this and then we'll attach here and then that kind of like pseudo boss proofs us. I remember when Crow was expensive. I do too. I remember those days. Like 35 vivid voltage packs or something like that. Now it's worth like two chilling rain packs. So we're probably looking at a pale moon. Kind of want a pale moon the Eternus. Yep, there it is. Then retreat. Is he gonna boss me though? If he plays 3rd swell, we're gonna have a hard time. Because the Moltres into the E-switch is just so strong. He does have a Tool Jammer in Eternus, which I've never seen before. That's gonna turn off my XP share, but I already have 2 energy on it anyways, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. 1 card hand, is it a supporter? Looks like it might be. It is not a supporter. Okay. Oh, Tool Jammer only works for Pokemon in the active. Oh. Okay. So now, we have to Pale Moon him, we have to get another Path to the Peak in play. That's pretty much what we're doing right now. We have Fan, but we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to get this, we're going to get our other Path to the Peak. And I think we're probably going to get a Crushing Hammer, just to like completely remove all the like energy that he has in play. Probably what we're going for. So we're gonna do that. We did get it. That's really good. We know he doesn't have a supporter in hand. Yeah, that's really, really good. So now he has to discard his Pokemon. And now we're going to go for the Pale Moon. So he's got no energy in play. We know he doesn't have a supporter. He's bench locked. He can't play Crobats. He can't use his Moltres. He's solely relying on his top deck against Trevenant and Dusknoir. Alright, so now he's got his 3rd Calyx Swell. And he's going to have his abilities for the rest of the game. Because, yeah, I play 4, but he couldn't switch, which is really good. Need Secret Rare Hammers? Do you have any idea how expensive Secret Rare Hammers are in this game? Like, I'm mid-class, not high class. Mid-class, not high class. Alright, so we're gonna do this. Nope. Yeah, I mean... Mallow Lana is useless in this matchup. So is Great Potion, actually. I think we're just going to go ahead and discard those. I mean, Mallow Lana can be used as like a switch card. We'll just get rid of these. We don't really need this anymore. I don't think he plays hammers, so we're not going to worry about it. And then we'll just... I'll just double up here, hammer there. And now he's looking for Crobat. He's looking for research. He's looking for Marnie. And this is what happens against Eternatus. This is why I've won most of my games against Eternatus. Because even though we're like weak to dark and they can one-shot us, Path to the Peak is just like, we only use Path to the Peak so strong, for one turn, but it's like proving to be so good. And now he has to like think about who he's gonna switch to. I think we're probably bossing this turn. Yeah, we'll boss this up. Night Watch. So now he might have to hard retreat potentially and remove that energy from play as well. Yeah, Secret Red Hammers are very expensive, and that's game right there. We'll give him the well played because this is a bad matchup, but yeah, that's game right there. And that's how I win all my games against Eternatus. They have to play down so many of their cards every turn, and then we get to a point where I'm able to remove all of their energy. Like, he played 3 Chaotic Swell. Imagine the games where I play against Eternatus where they play 2, 1, no Chaotic Swell. Like, it's just so good. And Pale Moon, to remove all that energy out there, Eternatus buys you so much time to where I'm not gonna go so far as to say this matchup is favorable, but it's not as bad as you think it is. I've won most of my games against Eternatus just by doing exactly what you just saw. So.
Is it worth buying this?
38 cents a pack. Maybe I can like do a pack opening or something. Could be fun. Okay, so here we are. Eternatus again. Now, can we do it 2 times in a row? We have a little bit of a worse hand this game. We do have a little bit of a worse hand. Turn 1 Chaotic Swell. Yeah.
But to walk around with despair as his companion.
So with a start like this, I only have one play. Fog Crystal Switch. It's the only play I can make with this hand. So we're gonna be a little bit slow to the Stadium Wars. So this one could be a tough one. If he turn 2 bosses me in this game, I will probably lose. I don't think there's a way I'll be able to come back from that. Okay, so we have switching hands. That's good. So now all we need is Fog Crystal. I'm thinking like Tag Call. We could also get Path to the Peak, start the Stadium War. That seems good. Hammers are scary. I just get no value out of it if it hits tails. And I really need like value out of cards right now. Am I worried I'm gonna get turn 2 boss? Kind of.
You closed.
Use my Hollow is good. I think. Press and glow. I mean, like you could argue with me that getting hammer there is probably like better. right? But then even if I hammer it away, he can always just Moltres E-switch. So that play is also available to him too. So it's hard to say. I mean, it's probably more difficult for me to hammer him and then have him force him to Moltres E-switch and find second energy. But like getting the Path to the Peak there potentially, like if he doesn't have the turn 2 boss, it potentially sets me up so well in the following turns. But he doesn't even need the E-switch because he plays the Weavile, so yeah. So even if I got Hammerheads there, he was guaranteed to be able to move the energy. He was guaranteed to just be able to Moltres and Weavile it to his Eternatus, so I guess at this point, we're just kind of hoping we don't get turn 2 bossed, which we don't, which is huge, by the way.
Jesus.
Let it fly. Nope. Okay. He's probably just gonna set up a Crobat, right? But this might be incorrect. This might be incorrect. But who knows? Maybe I can like stick him with the Path off this Marnie. This is probably incorrect. I'm probably like, I think. Oh man, I'm regretting my decisions already. That was almost certainly incorrect. That was almost certainly incorrect. Yeah. I should have just Marnied. If I got a Path down, I'd feel a little bit better, but we hit Quick Ball Energy. Energy. Does he have a supporter? Crobat? Supporter Crobat? Supporter Crobat? He would have played it already. He doesn't have it. Boss? He's got energy, but no switch. Okay. So I'm in a very bad spot right now. I need to do this. Where are my Path to the Peaks, by the way? Okay. I could pass, honestly. I could pass.
They actually have that in these Witcher games.
I could pass. I think this is very scary. Because there's like a lot of things he can top deck here. This is pretty scary. I could have passed there. Because if I pass and he top decks a way to draw cards, he doesn't have enough Pokemon on the bench to knock me out. Yeah, because we played the Avery. Avery is good against Eternatus too, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, Avery is good. Okay, sick. Sick, 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 sick. Okay, so Mallow Lana. I don't think he plays Stadium. Any tool cards. Little Pale Moon. And now he's just having a bad time. He's just having a bad time. He needs to find a switch. Like, even if he knocks me out, he needs to be able to switch. So he can knock me out, but I get the return KO.
Why am I attacking these people? What's happening?
And he's still not even knocking me out because of the Mallow Lana, by the way. So yeah, he's having a bad time. Yeah, for sure. He's not having a good day. He's not having a good game. He is not having a good game at all.
No, I like it for them.
So now all we have to do is just keep attaching energy. And we'll Caitlin Cynthia, because why not? Get rid of this, we don't need it. And then...
And we go to
we'll get the Mallow Lana back, I guess. Great Potion, sure, why not? And then,
I took the Deception Fire.
yeah, we'll Night Watch.
Come on, are they supposed to be...
We'll just Night Watch. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. I have won most of my games. It's so crazy. All of my wins go exactly like that. I've won most of my games against Eternatus with Trevnoir, and it feels absolutely disgusting. It just does. I didn't even have Path to the Peak in play.
What?
This hand sucks. Scary, scary. I'm like in awe, honestly, with how many people are still playing Eternatus on the ladder. I'm in like absolute awe. Like, aren't they afraid of Zapdos? Aren't they afraid of, like, this card busts Eternatus to the ground, right? You know, Path to the Peak as well. Like, they're playing 3 Path to the Peak. Like, why don't you just play a different deck, bro? Just play a different deck. Move on. Right, I know Eternatus is like backwards, bonkers, brain dead. But and like Urshifu is still good. Probably scooping here if I don't draw a way to get Dude Man. Okay. I've played this before. We'll try to play it out, but it's like I was saying, this is probably the worst start. I would rather have Trevnoir. I would rather start Trevnoir with no Cresselia than Cresselia with no Trevnoir. Because then instead of attacking by like turn 3 by manually attaching, you're really attacking on like turn 4. So that's bad. I don't think I've won a single game where I started Cresselia with no Trevnoir. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. It doesn't happen very often, but it does indeed happen. Okay, this needs 8 of greens.
Water head.
Like I can't even like. He plays Melanie too, so hammers don't feel like nearly as great. I just feel like getting the greens. I mean, honestly, we just like kind of need to chill for a second. We can get a Guzman Hollow though. That's fine. Okay. So the 20 damage off his 4 energy is relevant if he does decide to swing into my Cresselia.
Wow.
He's got the Make Do Shiny Cinchinos on deck. Assuming he doesn't have a supporter in his hands, he's probably looking for a supporter. Got the Crobat, can't play that card. He wants to find the VMAX. He's gonna Marnie me. That's okay, I suppose. Puts a couple of supporters to the bottom of the deck. You have energy. I was most afraid of like not getting energy there. Now, going up, if he whiffs, going up and swinging it and knocking out the Cinchino is actually not that bad. Because, okay, so we just have the switch, just have the VMAX. I wish I had a green so I could like get my Tool Scrapper. I didn't Tool Scrapper on the previous turn because I like trying to get max value out of Tool Scrapper because nobody just plays one air balloon, right? But okay, we topped at greens. Insane. Okay. Pale Moon for 1 doesn't feel great. Doesn't feel great. Also don't really want to attach this for Psychic Energy, to be honest. I'd rather attach it to, because he already has extra 20 damage on him. I'd rather attach it to we get Scrapper. Fog Crystal Scrapper. Yeah, I don't really need this card. Could get another greens. Could get another greens. I don't have any draw for next turn. I kind of need like keep the pain train rolling. So we'll do that.
That's what I was thinking.
I guess we're just attaching this. Pale Moon. Will this stick? I don't know, man. I don't know if this will stick. Night watching and trying to get him to like a small hand size doesn't feel as great because he's got Cinchinos. So no matter what, he's always going to be able to see 4 cards every turn, even if I get him to a 0 card hand. So it doesn't feel nearly as strong. The crazy thing about Pale Moon GX is that if it sticks, they die going back into my turn, which is like insane. So we'll see if it sticks here. Okay, he's got the Melody. Can't imagine. He's seeing. Oh, he's getting scared. He's getting scared. Looks like he might have whipped the switch. Pokecom. Okay, another Ice Rider. He whipped the switch and he dies going back into my turn. Yep. There you go. We got rope, so we can rope something else up. He's probably gonna give me a Cinchino though, I would imagine. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna start building up another dude this turn. I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna greens.
That's right.
How many cards do you have? 5. Stamp isn't bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. Kind of just gives me the other Cinchino, so I won't worry about the rope. We'll like hold rope for like Mallow Lana or something like that. We'll do this, that's fine. And then Marnie isn't bad. We'll get the Marnie. And then we'll just start night watching him. Now he only sees +2 cards, so 3 with his top deck. Rope is like not that great going into my next turn. Gonna stand me to 2. Good thing about Green's decks is that you have a lot of playable cards. Energy's good. It's not great, but it's okay. I'm only gonna do that, okay. So we're gonna attach here. So we will get knocked out, but I think that's okay. Is there anything else I can pull out? Energy, like a dead card. You have energy in hand. Way to get this. Then Lana, which we can't play. Even if he knocks me out, he needs to accelerate more energy. He needs to accelerate like more energy. Air balloon goes back in. At this point, we play like 2 boss, I think. At this point, we're just kind of like looking for those. Path to the Peak that first Path to the Peak has been in play all game, and it's kind of
stop preventing my opponent from at least playing his Crobat. My opponent needs to find a way to switch. He can't swing with that one or we will win the game. He probably has to, if he hard retreats though, I mean, he Mello needs, so he could hard retreat, manually attach to the one on the bench. He does have it. But he will discard all of his energy though by doing that. Okay. And this one is set to be KO'd as well. My opponent is at 2 prize cards. Can't boss up my Cresselia for game. Dusknoir is so tempting to get my Big Charm, but it doesn't look like my opponent plays any like damage modifiers, so I think we're just looking at a Marnie. Try and find the game-winning boss, which we do find. I'm not going to play the Fog Crystal because I don't really want to shuffle my deck. Or Shadow, Capacious Bucket. Those are 2 decent hits. My opponent can see +2 cards with the Cinccino. He needs to find a way to switch. I mean, he needs to find his air balloon. He can't hard switch anymore. He needs to find a hard copy of switch or an air balloon. But yeah, I mean, both of them are damaged, so like that's just going to be game. I'm telling you, this deck is fire. Like, this deck is straight fire. I cannot stop playing Trevnoir greens. It is so good. And I didn't even get the Cresselia. Like, he would have been roasted, toasted in the oven if I had gotten like the Cresselia Accelerate to the bench turn 1. So that's going to do it for the games, guys. Really hope you like it. That's Trevnoir greens. Probably one of my favorite decks to play right now. It is so good, so hyped, so fun. Path to the Peak and Handlock is absurd. And you have Energy Denial. Hammers like crazy. So many options. Greens decks really make you think. The deck list is down below in the description, and the link to my Twitch, which I'm live right now recording this, is twitch.tv/MelloMocha. Playing tons of games. Probably going to be playing some more Trevnoir greens right after this, to be honest. That was 3 for 3 in a row. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.